of the Emirate FA Cup. Barcelona go 7 points clear at the top of the La Liga with Lewandowski's late goal. Team Nigeria scored clinches victory in the mixed 4x400 meters event in Gaborone. More of this in the news. I am Banky O. Leeds United will play Chelsea at Wembley after reaching the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time in 39 years. Daniel Fax's side beat Premier League relegation rivals West Ham 4 goals to 2 on penalties to progress after a thrilling 2-2 draw on Sunday. Last year's beaten finalists Manchester City would take on Championship side Southampton in the other semi-final. The Saints, whose only FA Cup triumph was back in 1976, stunned Premier League leaders Arsenal on Saturday to set up the encounter with 7-time winners Manchester City. Leeds last reached the FA Cup last 4 in 1987 when they were beaten 3 goals to 2 by eventual winners Coventry City at Hillsborough and lifted the trophy for the only time in 1972. This year's ties will be played at Wembley on the weekend of 25th, 26th of April. Manchester City assistant manager Pep Linders has hinted midfielder Bernardo Silva's 9-year spell at the club will end this summer, saying every good story comes to an end. A 31-year-old's contract expires at the end of the season. He has not yet signed an extension and has been linked with La Liga leaders Barcelona, Serie A side Juventus and clubs in the United States of America. Linders was on media duty after Saturday's 4-0 FA Cup thrashing of Liverpool in the quarterfinals with manager Pep Guardiola, severed a touchline ban and reflected on the importance of Portuguese international to City. He said, "You never replace a player with the same kind of player because they don't exist." Brighton are through to the Women's FA Cup semi-finals after upsetting 14-time winners Arsenal at Meadow Park. Madison Haley put the Seagulls in front 3 minutes after halftime as she lacked onto Frank Kirby's through ball and stretched to finish superbly in the top corner. The lead was doubled in the 63rd minute when Caitlin Hayes rose high to meet Kirby's corner and send a looping header past Arsenal goalkeeper Davy Van Damsela. Arsenal pushed to get back into the tie, but the visitors held firm to reach the last 4 of the competition for the 4th time. It was another disappointing exit for the Gunners, who last lifted the trophy in 2016. Veteran striker Robert Lewandowski scored an 87th minute winner for Barcelona against 10-man Atletico Madrid, sending a side 7-point clear at the top of the Spain's La Liga. In a bad-tempered match, Barcelona were heading for a frustrating draw against opponents who played the whole of the second half with 10 men after Nico Gonzalez's red card at the end of the first half. In an incident-filled encounter, the home side took the lead through a well-placed finish by Guillermo Simeone, the son of Atletico boss Diego Simeone, in the 39th minute, with their lead lasted of 3 minutes, with England forward Marcus Rashford scoring through the legs of goalkeeper Juan Musa before Gonzalez was shown a straight red for denying Lamine Yamal a goal-scoring opportunity. In Scotland, Kelechi Iheanacho was Celtic's hero as he climbed off the bench to keep the Premiership title hopes alive with a late winner at Dundee. Martin O'Neill's side new 3 points at Dens Park to remain in the chase would be good, and Yeon Jun Yang sent them on their way with an early opener. They should have extended their lead with Thomas Vankara missing 2 brilliant chances before Simon Murray put the host level after Kobe Donovan's handball. Iheanacho replaced the on-loan forward and sparked wide celebrations when he sent Marcelo Saracchi's cross into the net. United States, Luis Suarez scored his first goal of the season to earn Inter Miami a draw against Austin FC as the MLS champions officially opened their new stadium. Former Uruguay forward Suarez 39 struck in the 81st minute to salvage a point for the host at a 26,700-seat new stadium. Lionel Messi, who is 38, had earlier cancelled out Austin's opener with his fifth goal in 5 MLS appearances this campaign. The Herons, who had been playing at their temporary home of Chase Stadium in nearby Fort Lauderdale, are fourth in the table after 6 games. Austin's Guilherme Bira was the first goal scorer at Miami's new ground with a 6-minute opener, while Jadon Nelson temporarily restored the visitors' advantage early in the second half. Captain of Argentina, Lionel Messi, who will have a stand named after him at his club's new stadium, headed in and first cross as Miami responded quickly to falling behind. 8 minutes after entering the pitch, substitute Suarez volleyed in from close range following a corner to any side or point. In the Nigerian Premier Football League, Khalifa produced the standard result of match day 33 and in the game on Sunday, securing a dramatic 1-0 victory over Nathalie United in Lafayette. The league strike from Stanley Otto sealed a shock win for Khalifa, sending the visiting fans into jubilation. In a cagey encounter at the Cathedral, the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Rangers could not take the advantage past Rivers United after they played a stalemate, a goalless draw against Barrow FC. Elijah Kane, 65th minute Katsina United goal edged them ahead of Tornadoes. Thanks to Akane's second half goal for Elijah Akane. Yes, the beautiful goal scored in the 65th minute gave Katsina United all 3 points against the Tornadoes. For Kano Pillars, they defeated Benda Insurance 4 goals to nothing. Mustafa Jibran in the 23rd minute, Chidozie Okodi in the 33rd minute, Muhammad Aminu in the 81st minute, and Bernard Voke in the 85th minute gave Kano Pillars the clinical performance, overwhelming dominance of Benda Insurance with 4 goals. College United in their game defeated Academy Warriors 3 goals to nothing. Junior Aimufwa in the 10th minute, Samsudin Mohammed in the 30th minute, and Abdul Salam in the 71st minute. College United maintained their momentum with a comfortable win over Academy Warriors. For Raymond Stars, they defeated 3SC 1 goal to nothing for all 3 points. Samuel Aneke's early second half strike exactly in the 49th minute secured all 3 points for the relegation threatened champions. Wolverhampton Wanderers defeated Rivers United 2 goals to nothing. Iguinu Evel Moa and Otuke Ego in the 90th minute recorded a decisive victory for Wolves with a penalty and a late goal scoring win for them. Iguinu converted a penalty in the 12th minute and Otuke scored to seal the 3 point in the 90th minute. The Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) is preparing to open formal discussions with Michael Kayode as part of efforts to secure his international allegiance for Nigeria. The move follows approval from Super Eagles head coach Eric Shally, who is keen to strengthen his squad ahead of the 2027 African Cup of Nations. Kayode, 21-year-old right back currently playing for Brentford, is viewed as a key long-term prospect due to his pace, physical strength, and attacking contributions, including his distinctive long throw-ins. Born in Italy to Nigerian parents, Kayode remains eligible to represent the nation at senior level, despite his consistent performances in the Premier League and reported market valuation of 35 million euros. It was recently overlooked by Italy's last coach, Gennaro Gattuso, for the country's 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff fixtures against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Instead, Gattuso opted for alternative defensive options, including Atalanta's emerging talent Marco Palestra. The decision drew criticism within Italian football circles, with legendary goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon publicly urging the national team set up to secure Cardi's commitment before Nigeria makes its move. Cardi, who has previously represented Italy at youth level, was subsequently called up to the country's under-21 squad under coach Silvio Baldini. However, the lack of senior international cap leave the door open for a potential switch to Nigeria. Sources within the NFF indicate that initial contact with players' representatives has been encouraging. Further discussions are expected with Shelley reportedly willing to travel to London to personally engage with Cardi as Nigeria intensifies its recruitment effort. President Felix Tshisekedi has announced a massive reward package for the DR Congo national football team following their historic qualification for the FIFA World Cup for the first time in 52 years. According to reports, the Congolese leader pledged brand new Jeep vehicles, substantial cash bonuses, and large plots of land to players and members of the technical crew in recognition of the achievement. The Leopards sealed their World Cup ticket after they had fought 1-0 victory over Jamaica in the final of the Intercontinental Playoff held in Mexico. The win marks a significant milestone for Congolese football, ending a decade-long absence from the global showpiece and sparking celebration across the country. In athletics, Nigeria's quartet of Emmanuel Ojeli, Patience Okon-George, Samson Nathaniel, and Jacinta Lawrence delivered a strong performance to clean victory in the mixed 4x400 meters event in Gaborone. The Nigerian team crossed the finish line in a time of 3 minutes 16 seconds 76 seconds, 3 minutes 16.76 seconds, finishing ahead of their competitors to secure first place in the race. Despite the impressive win, their time fell short of 3 minutes 15 seconds, 15.07 seconds qualification standard required for the upcoming world relays, meaning the team did not automatically secure a spot for the global event. In boxing, Deontay Wilder has raised the possibility of a fight with Anthony Joshua, despite Anthony Joshua telling the Briton, "Let's do it," following the American's point victory over Derek Chisora. Two-time world heavyweight champion Joshua was ringside at London's O2 Arena on Saturday to support his friend Chisora for what is expected to have been the beaten fighter's final professional bout. Joshua has largely remained out of the spotlight since he was a passenger in a car crash that killed two of his friends in Nigeria on the 29th of December. The 6-year-old sustained minor injuries in the crash that killed Sinagami and Latif Lats Ayodele. He last fought on the 19th of December when he stopped YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul in the 6th round. After that victory, which improved his record to 29 wins and 4 defeats, Joshua said he was ready to face long-term rival Tyson Fury next. Fury ended his latest spell of retirement in January when he announced he would be returning to fight Aslanbek Makhmadov in the United Kingdom on the 11th of April. In the NBA, Golden State Warriors were beaten by 1 point by Eastern Rockets 117 to 116 points. Sacramento Kings lost to Los Angeles Clippers 138 to 109 points. Dallas Mavericks won the game against Los Angeles Lakers 134 to 128 points. Utah Jazz suffered when they met Oklahoma City Thunder. It ended 146 to 111 points. Orlando Magic of 4 points better than New Orleans Pelicans 112 to 108 points. And for Charlotte Hornets, they were too good for Minnesota Timberwolves to handle. It ended 122 to 108 points. That's all we have in the news. Talking points next. Alright, welcome back to Urban Sport 94.5 Urban Radio. On Saturday, we thought the joke was on Liverpool with the scandalous manner at which they lost their game in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup to Manchester City, with Haaland scoring in a hat-trick and Semenyo also getting on the score sheet, but we had to wait later. The game that started later in the night, 8 p.m., Arsenal went to the St. Mary's and were bruised. They were knocked out of the FA Cup at the St. Mary's. Southampton defeated Arsenal just like they did in 2023. They defeated Arsenal 2-1 at the St. Mary's, and Arsenal's hope of winning a treble a week ago, about 2 weeks ago, it was them dreaming, or maybe the fans dreaming, or England dreaming that Arsenal can win a quadruple. It has never been done in England. That they lost to Manchester City in the final of that match at the Wembley and lost 2-0. They were completely outplayed. There was no chance for them. And against Sunderland, against Southampton, they were outplayed also in terms of attack, in terms of chances created. Arsenal and you lost that game to Southampton. And now it's going to be Manchester City versus Southampton, and we're also going to have the game between Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea will also play their game against Leeds United, because result from yesterday's game in the FA Cup favored Leeds United. Leeds United went to penalties. Yes, they won on penalties, and they are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup for the first time in 39 years. So, sad one for Arsenal. Arsenal fans have not gotten over that. They cannot believe their eyes that they lost that game to Southampton. So, Manchester City will host Southampton. They won't host. Manchester City and Southampton will play the semi-finals at Wembley. So Chelsea and Leeds United will also play the second semi-final at Wembley also. First of all, let's get to hear from the coach of Southampton, Thunder Eckert, talk about that victory. They are in a good moment. They are playing fine football. And yes, it showed in the game against Arsenal. Yes, let's get to hear from him, talk about that victory and the semi-finals they'll be preparing for.
Fight for us. We knew that we had to dig deep in some moments. I think we also had some very good spells on the ball, which you need against a team like that. And I think over the 90 minutes, very well deserved. Yeah, I don't know. I think that every game has its own story. You know, there's some games that you might need to win with 70% possession. There might be some games you need to win on a transition or on a set piece. Or so there's different ways. I think we've shown that we're able to play games in different ways, and I think that's important. Well, we won the toss and we changed sides. I think that says enough. It's a good team. You can throw some problems at them, and they always have a solution. They are so well managed. They are so tough to come up against. I think we had some moments where we did find a couple of solutions, and then you need to be able to react to see what the second half brings. Then there's the substitutions again that changed the game. I think we made quite good substitutions on the back of that, and in the end, a big night for us, big night for the supporters. And then the interview, huh?
For Mikel Arteta, there are a lot of conversations going on about the mental strength of the Arsenal team. Are they capitulating? And the last, it's just crazy that they lost to Southampton. Now, if you lose to a Southampton team because you were lucky, maybe because of a penalty situation, a referee decision, but you were overwhelming and the game created so many chances and maybe luck wasn't on your side, no. The manner at which they consider those 2 goals is totally unacceptable. And to make matters worse, their top defender, Gabriel Magalhaes, had to leave the game with a potential knee injury. We don't know how far, the diagnostic of that knee injury right now, but he was out of that game, and Noni Madueke also picked up an injury in the game. So it might just be more than the loss against Southampton. It might be something that could affect their chances of winning the Champions League, because they're taking us both in Lisbon tomorrow, or even eventually claiming the Premier League title. Let's get to hear from Mikel Arteta talk about that loss to Southampton.
And especially the way we conceded the 2 goals. Yeah, moments we have so much dominance, so much situations in and around the box. We conceded the first goal in a very unusual way for us, in the way we defend in the box. The second one from direct play as well. But they have another chance in the first half, very similar to that, even without touching the ball. And when you have that many situations in the final third in and around the box, we had 2 massive chances just before Southampton scores. You need to capitalize on that. Otherwise, if you make the defending errors that we made today, it's very difficult to be in a semi-final. No. They are a really good side. They've been in a really good run, and you have to congratulate them. They have to adapt to the win, to the injuries, to whatever. You want to be in every competition, and when you have to adapt to any context, and now you have to adapt to difficult situations in the season or disappointing situations, because difficult is something else in my opinion. And now we have to show what we are made of. No, it's not. And that team had very good moments in certain moments in the game that should have capitalized and be in Wembley, and we haven't done it, so that's our responsibility. I don't know. He had to come off. Obviously, that's a strength coming from Gavi, but we're going to have to assess and see how he is. Yes, well, some beautiful weeks ahead as well, with what we have to play in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and what we have to play for in the league as well.
Yes, 0916005945 for Chelsea on Saturday. They were unstoppable against Port Vale, as you would expect, just like you would expect Arsenal to be Southampton, but Port Vale maybe not on the same level with Southampton, but they were ruthlessly beaten by Liam Rossinius Chelsea. Yes, they won that game 7-0. Let's get it from him.
Really happy with the application of the players today. I felt our intensity, our work off the ball. I know we scored 7 really good goals, but that all stems from the intensity that the lads supplied themselves with. And yeah, we're through to an FA Cup semi-final and delighted with that. Yeah, and that's what happens when you've got the quality of player that we do, and they arrive in the areas that we spoke about before the game. That can happen. I wish Port Vale all the best as well. It's a massive day for them, and I wish John and his players really well. It's difficult from the outside. It's not as difficult as probably people think from the inside. I know what the players are giving. I know what they want to achieve as a group. And yeah, it was a good first step in terms of the running for the season. It's Man City next on Sunday. That's what it is. No, this club's built on winning trophies. I've come here with my staff to help the club achieve that in the long term. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but now the focus has to be a huge game next week. Yeah, that was the idea today, in terms of giving the players confidence, playing at home, having a good feeling, and yeah, I'm delighted with how today's gone. We know we have a really tough test next week, but it's one that we can.
All right, for Daniel Fark and Leeds United, their major aim is to stay back in the Premier League and not get relegated. But in between that, they defeated West Ham United yesterday on penalty. The game ended 2-2 in regulation time. Goals came through as early as the 26th minute. We had Ao Tinaka scored in the 26th minute, and in the 75th minute, Dominic Calvert-Lewin converted a VAR-assisted penalty, and they were leading until the 93rd minute. Matheus Fernandes scored in the 93rd minute for West Ham United. And in the 96th minute, there was the second goal for West Ham United, Axel Disasi, and assist from Adama Traore. Just imagine, picture the momentum at that point. You could cut it with a knife. The momentum between the 90th minute and 96th minute, when West Ham were able to equalize the game against Leeds United, you could literally take a machete, to cut that momentum into pieces. The kind of energy, the kind of tension also for the Leeds United team, but eventually they went over the line by converting 4 out of 5 penalties, and for West Ham United, they were only able to convert 2. Pablo lost his penalty, Jared Bowen lost his penalty, Shusek and Kai Walker-Peters both scored their penalty, and eventually, yes, it was Leeds United. Leeds United will face Chelsea in the semi-finals of the Cup of the Emirates FA Cup. Let's get here from Daniel Farn talk about their victory.
Yes, Leeds United, we always do it a tough way, never the easy way. It should be the FA Cup quarter-final away game also against the Premier League side. Of course, it's not an easy ride. Could have made our life easier with being a bit more composed in the session.
Last 10 minutes, sadly without the equalizer, but showed great mentality. I'm proud of the boys today, how we kept the nerves and yeah, won the game in the end, and yeah, pretty important game day for everyone who's connected with Leeds United. Yes, first of all, to score 2 goals, and was also a bit of criticism for the last game, so we didn't score. We created also several chances. Could have put the game to bed even a bit earlier. Had several setbacks also during the game. We had to substitute because of injuries, and but then also this late sucker punch in the away game, and the whole stadium is buzzing. And then to keep the nerves and to come back to calm the game down in the end, to win it in the penalty shootout. This shows great mentality and great character, and gives us extra confidence. And of course, for us also a little chapter of Leeds United history. So last time we were in the semi-finals really a while ago, and yeah, for that a good day.
All right, congratulations to Barcelona. They've gone 7-point clear of Real Madrid. Real Madrid lost their game to Mallorca 2-1 on Saturday, and the game between Atletico Madrid, which we debated on Saturday on Boxing 4-6, went Barcelona's way eventually, and it was that late goal from Robert Lewandowski. He touched the part of his body after Cancelo had turned the defender like 2-3 times, like you're trying to turn pap. Eventually delivering a cross in the box, and the keeper pushing the ball to Lewandowski's body, whose body reacted as quick as possible to get all 3 points. Barcelona won their game against Atletico Madrid 2-1 to meet again in the Champions League. All right, let's hear from the coach of Barcelona, Hansi Flick, talk about that victory, a fantastic one in a difficult moment.
Happy about these 3 points because I think it's so important. Was a difficult match with a lot of emotion and not easy to play. But at the end, I think also we deserve these 3 points. Of course, we have now in the La Liga we have 9 matches now, 8 matches more. So at the end, it's important. This is the season, or the end of the season is so important. Every game, every match. And I think now we have 7 points ahead, and this is a good thing. But on Wednesday, we have the next match against Atletico, and it will be really tough.
All right, for other results in Spain, Real Sociedad defeated Levante 2-0. Real Betis and Espanyol played a goalless draw. That was on Saturday. On Sunday, we had a result at Getafe defeated Athletic Club 2-0. Valencia lost at home to Celta Vigo 3-2. Real Oviedo defeated Sevilla 1-0. Massive 3 points for Real Oviedo. Was Vinas who scored for them. Yes, he scored in the 32nd minute. Federico Vinas. Oviedo, where they are the least, they are the bottom of the table, and they need to work hard. And Sevilla are also close to relegation. Deportivo Alaves and Osasuna played a 2-2 draw. In Germany, Union Berlin and St. Pauli played a 1-1 draw. Eintracht Frankfurt and FC Cologne played a 2-2 draw. That was on Sunday. On Saturday, Bayern Munich came from 2 goals down to win their game against Freiburg 3-2. Bayer Leverkusen defeated Wolfsburg 6-3. Werder Bremen lost to RB Leipzig 2-1. Borussia Dortmund were too good for VfB Stuttgart. Karim Adeyemi scored the first goal in the 94th minute. Late in the game, Julian Brandt added a second in the 96th minute, and it was enough. Yes, for 3 points. Sassuolo defeated Cagliari 2-1 in Italy. Hellas Verona lost at home to Fiorentina 1-0. Lazio and Parma played a 1-1 draw. That's in Italy. And we also had the results from the celebration. Cremonese were beaten by Bologna 2-1. Pisa lost at home to Torino 1-0. And Inter Milan taught AS Roma to play football. Chattanooga with a goal of the season contender in his goal yesterday, and yes, you can also look him up for Puskas because of that strength in the goal. Martinez, the captain of the side, scored twice in the game. Thuram on the score sheet, Barella also on the score sheet for AS Roma. Mancini and Pellegrini both scored for them. That's how it ended for the game on Estate in Italy. Just think about the celebration they'll be having for Fiorentina and Hellas Verona. They both got a red card in their game. Fiorentina won 1-0, and Lazio and Parma played a 1-1 draw. In France, Strasbourg defeated Nice 3-1. Brest were beaten at home by Reims 4-3 for Lens. They were torn apart, torn to shreds by Lille. Yes, a team that is trying to challenge PSG for the title, losing scandalously to Lille. That game ended 3-0. To nothing. So more point difference right now between Lens and PSG. Angers and Lyon played a goalless draw. Le Havre and Auxerre 1-1. Lorient and Paris FC 1-1. Metz could not win against 10-man Nantes. It ended in a goalless draw. AS Monaco defeated Marseille 2-1. And PSG are now leading with 4 points with a game in hand against Lens as we speak. 0916205945, 0916204945. Yes, Rangers failed to take advantage at home yesterday, a game that we thought that they will win against Barrow FC. They failed to extend their lead on top of the Nigerian Premier Football League table, despite Rivers United losing 2 goals to nothing. Yes, they were beaten by what it was. Rangers failed to extend their lead, but Rangers are on top of the MPFL table. 55 points, the same number of points with Rivers United, but superior goal difference. And for Ikorodu City, they have an outstanding game. So if Ikorodu City wins today at Plateau United, they will be on 55 points to Rivers United and Rangers International, and they have a game at home against Rangers. Abia Warriors, Bayelsa United is by 4 p.m. today. Plateau United, Ikorodu City is by 4 p.m. today, and Rangers didn't take advantage at the weekend at all. And I don't know if it's going to affect them at the end of the day, but Ikorodu City cannot. Ikorodu City cannot afford to win their game. Good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, your name and location.
Samuel from Aka.
All right, Samuel, go ahead.
Thank you. I don't know what's wrong with my team. They want when my team we don't give them, they follow them. One bottle and again.
Batu FC, Jesus.
I don't know what's happened on Saturday. I cannot explain. And that goes to show also the quality in depth. Yes, they may be big names, but they have dropped in their performances. They're really to be something. And again, I think I know that St. Mary's is a place that always asking a top place to visit. St. Mary's has always been a distinct, one of the dynasty for Arsenal. I don't understand what it is
With the selection, making 9 changes.
Yeah, I don't understand. You know that St. Mary's is a top place for Arsenal. So he should have gone, I don't know, or maybe he had one eye on the Champions League. Maybe that's what.
Or maybe too many injured players, but it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
Well, I don't know what happened to them through that. I don't feel just explain. I felt very disappointed. Maybe when they got the group, I thought, okay, yes, maybe they mismatched it. All of a sudden, perhaps again got to go over the league again.
Thank you.
Baba,
you have to confess. It's not easy. Baba, okay. 0916005945, 0916004945. Those are the numbers to call if you want to be part of the conversation. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. This is Kadigo from Enugu.
I'm fine now, Kadigo. How you doing now?
I say, thank you, my man.
My guy, go ahead, bro.
So, I'm not much talk about that for my years themselves, them around. So, remaining two for them now, Champions League and League.
And me, I cannot. I don't. They cannot win the Champions League, Sha. You know, there's no cannot in football, but I don't think they can win the Champions League. I don't. Because see, the way, see, they might beat Sporting Lisbon, but in 2023, this same trend happened. Sporting Lisbon dumped them out. They might beat Sporting Lisbon, but you see that Barcelona that I'm looking at. See, I would have during the group phase of the Champions League, yeah, I could beat my chest that Arsenal can stand toe-to-toe against any team in the world. But when you watch their game against Bayer Leverkusen, that they had to come win in the second leg, and the way Barcelona are playing now, my God. It is not over. It is not over. It is also not over in the Champions League, but I'm just telling you what I think. Yeah. Yeah.
But the truth is that Arsenal should concentrate more on league now. As it stands now, they should concentrate more on league.
They need to, my friend, they just need to concentrate more on the next game. The next game is the Champions League match. You can't tell them to go and lose it.
Okay, that's Barcelona, right?
No, Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon. Yeah.
Yeah, come back to my Chelsea, darling Chelsea team. Someone said Chelsea they should they won
Godville.
Division 2. Is it not the same Southern Division 2 team that won Arsenal?
Thank you very much, my friend. Spent good time with you. You go talk about it later. Thank you. 0916005945, 0916004945. You can text us on WhatsApp 09128945945. Good morning to you.
Hello, my friend.
Hey, my guy, how far now? Your name and location. Please make a how far now? It is the soul. Thank you very much. I wish you the same. Yeah.
They played the goalless draw against Barrow FC. Oh. I don't even know. Rivers. Yeah. I tell you. Yes, for first leg they beat Rangers. Barrow FC know they struggle for relegation. No? They are in the 10th position. I know. About me, I don't know. My chest they pay me. My chest they pay me. Yes. No. They don't have much today. Thank you. Thank you. Mind you, it will be weekend though. You know, so now one match is one that they play. Now one per match. She's not available anymore for Urban Sports. Thank you. Thank you. Right, 091600595 091604945. Those are the numbers to call. One last one. Dance. Good morning to you.
Good morning back to you.
Yes, your name and location. All right, Chidera, go ahead.
You talked about the Nigeria League the other time.
Yeah.
That was telling me sometimes we need to at least look at our players. Now, the NFF is planning to call Michael Caridi.
Yes.
Are we going to continue to look for players already made?
Should we not look for players that are ready made too, if they are good?
We should, but at least it should be a combination like it should be a precise thing. Not only trying to continue at the end of everything and like, okay, it's not coming.
It happen now. It happen now. Tammy Abraham did not come now. Life goes on now. They keep on looking for talent. It's done all over the world like that. You get.
Yeah, so I'm saying is, in the nearest future, most of these things, we need to actually know that in the nearest future, most of these things need that backfire.
See, my own point is not. Yeah, I get you, but there's no backward. It's either you win or you lose. But the structure in the country need to be solid. The MPFL is not good enough. But I will need to let you go now. We can still have this conversation later. If you call earlier. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Return late tonight by 7:30 p.m. right here on 94.5 Open Radio. Congratulations to PSV. They've won the Eredivisie title for the third consecutive season. Congratulations to Peter Bosz as the coach of PSV, and they've won it back to back. Right? 9 a.m. this morning, Yagas will be here for the Parliament. Before I leave, the amazing sport fact. Did you know that only 3 players have played against 20 plus teams in the Bundesliga and scored against every single one? Miroslav Klose, 28 out of 28. Harry Kane, 20 out of 20. And Patrick Skich of Bayer Leverkusen, 25 out of 25. That's the amazing sport fact. Thank you very much for being part of the show. I am Banky O. Good morning to you.